Hello, I'm here to discuss an issue many children have growing up. This issue has to do with one of the most important aspects in life, family. Many adopted children do not know who their biological parents are. I'm going to discuss how we can change that. Stated by the state legislature, about 1,035,000 children are adopted per year in the United States. A majority of these adoptions are closed adoptions. A closed adoption does not allow the child access to his or her original birth certificate, thus cutting off their original birthright. This may lead to several issues for the child. These issues can range from emotional upset if not resolved to medical interference of family history. Adoptees should have the right to know where and when they came from. As stated on PBS, by 2001 there were 1.5 million adopted children in the United States, representing 2.5% of all U.S. children. This is a large number of children, but luckily these children did find families. That still does not bring us off the issue of the child having their birthright to know their information of their parents and relatives taken from them. What if a medical emergency or issue arises? The child will not have full access to their family history, thus leading to complications when trying to diagnose an illness or condition. According to state legislation, upon written request of an adult adoptee at age 21, the name of the birth parent shall be released if the birth parent has submitted an unrevoked written consent. If a birth parent has not filed an unrevoked written consent, the Georgian Adoption Reunion Registry shall make a diligent effort to notify each birth parent that a request for information has been made. The birth parent may then file an affidavit consenting or objecting to disclosure. This means by age 21, the adoptee may or may not find out who their birth parents are. By this time, it might be too late emotionally or physically. Many kids cannot accept and grow if they do not come to terms with why they were not adopted. Without closure, they can exhibit emotional drawbacks as they grow older. Beginning in 1917, a trend began that would grow slowly over the next four decades until nearly all states had similar restrictions on adoption records. As closed adoptions became more prevalent in the 1960s, the movement to return to open adoptions began, as stated in the article Open Adoption History. A possible solution would be making every adoption an open adoption. This way, all adoptees can have access to their original birth certificate, thus being able to know more about their family history. Having access to birth certificate can lead adoptees to have more rights. Some adoptees are limited to rights due to not knowing their true birth parents. For example, their passports. They can't obtain it if they don't know who their true parents are. This was stated in the Adoptees' Rights article. Adoptees have access to family medical history, thus gaining better personal health. Also, if there is a pre-existing condition, it can be easily identified. One fallback on the open adoption would fall on the birth parents. Open adoption can violate the parents' rights of privacy. Keeping closed adoptions may keep the adoption rate higher, thus keeping their percentages lower, like abortion and child neglect. With all of this in mind, I believe that all adoptees should have the automatic right to their birth certificate at age 18. By this age, the adoptee is considered an adult. This could make the child happy knowing their family while keeping the parent's mind at ease for at least 18 years. To which by then, some adoptees may not even want to know who their real parents are. Also, if the child is going through medical issues, I believe it is the right of the adoptee to appeal access to their birth certificate. No one's life should be on the line because the parents did not want to give up their identity. As a community, we can change the way adoptions are handled and executed. We can begin a petition on changing the law in the state of Georgia. Once this is done, we can bring it to a more federal level. Adoptee adults have the right to their family history and medical information. Everyone has the right to know who they are and where they come from. Adoptions can be a very two-sided situation. The parent of the adoptee usually gives up the child due to them not being ready. Just because someone isn't ready for a child doesn't mean they should be out of their life altogether. The child has the right to know about their history, if that is what they wish. Adoption is in no means a bad thing to do, yet it is not right to keep away someone's freedom to truth.